Now, Count on 2, live and local in the Lowcountry. This is News 2 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Carolyn Murray.
And I'm Brendan Clark. We have several big stories to tell you about tonight, but first, we do have a news alert to tell you about.
Charleston police say an 11-year-old child has been shot in the arm and taken to the hospital. Police tell us the shooting happened at the corner of Race and Rutledge Avenue in downtown Charleston. It happened around 3:30.
We do have some pictures we want to show you from the scene. We know the child's injuries are not life-threatening, but police are asking you to contact Crime Stoppers at 843-554-1111 if you have any information about this shooting. We'll keep you updated. Also, we can expect to see a big drop in temperatures again tonight.
Yeah, it's been good to see the sun, but it's still pretty cool out there, a little breezy too. Let's check in with the Lowcountry chief meteorologist.
That's right. Well, you know, really, seriously, guys, we do have another cold night on the way for tonight and then a nice warming trend on the way. So as we take a look at our Beach Club cam, sunshine, we're down to 55. Humidity's still stuck at 20%. That is obviously very low. And I was just on the roof. I can tell you the winds are gusty northwest at about 17 miles an hour. Up to Georgetown we go with sunshine. Right now the temperature is 52. But I guess the big headline is what's going on into early on your Thursday morning. That is another freeze warning. Kicks in at 4 a.m. until 9 a.m., maybe 3 to 5 hours well inland of temperatures freezing or below, and closer to the coast, not on the coast, but near the coast, 1 to 2 hours. That's possible we could see freezing or below. So as we make some plans for tonight, jackets needed 7 o'clock. We're at 50. We're at 42 then by 11 o'clock tonight, and right at freezing tomorrow morning, 32 at 7 a.m. After that, here comes the warm up, and I've got those numbers in that all important 10-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Rob. A community is gathering right now at a vigil for the Mount Pleasant family found murdered inside their home over the weekend.
Yeah, people who knew the Manigault family say they were staples in the community. The prayer vigil is happening at Greater Goodwill AME Church, where that family actually attended church service.
News 2 Sophia Arzosa is live at that vigil tonight. Sophia, family members trying to find strength during this awful, difficult time.
Brandon, we can only imagine the grief the Manigault family is dealing with, losing 4 of their family members at the hands of one of their own relatives. Now, in the past 30 minutes, we have seen dozens of people arrive here to Greater Goodwill Church in Mount Pleasant. You can see those cars coming in behind me to honor this family. Now, the past week we've learned about them, and everyone we've spoken to has only had positive things to say. The home where that crime happened has become a memorial with flowers in the front of the house and loved ones in the backyard remembering them. Today we spoke to one young man who says that he has comfort knowing that they are at peace.
But when I heard about my cousins got murdered, I didn't feel so well, and I was like sick to my stomach because I did not know something like this will happen in this community. But it gave me calm and says that they are in heaven somewhere and there's a God somewhere.
Among the victims was 15-year-old Faith Manigault, a Wando student and star basketball player. You can count on us for continued coverage. Reporting live in Mount Pleasant, Sophia Arzosa, Count on 2.
Sophia, thank you. The suspect accused of murdering the Manigault family is in jail tonight. 22-year-old Lovequan Matthew Scott is charged with 4 counts of murder. He will appear in court next month.
This was the scene today at schools across the country. You're taking a look at this right here. Students walked out of classes. They're demanding action on gun violence and to mark 1 month since that deadly school shooting in Florida. One Lowcountry school also participated. Several actually did, but the one we're talking about is Bishop England. Deanne Roberts there to speak with students who say there is strength in numbers.
Students here at Bishop England High School believe in the power of prayer, and that's the approach they took while participating in National School Walkout Day, surrounded by parents, teachers, and staff. Hundreds of students walked out of school Wednesday morning. Bishop England spending 20 minutes praying for the 17 victims of the Parkland shooting and giving them each a rose in their memory. Across the Lowcountry, many students participated in National Walkout Day, some chanting for gun reform and some calling for peace. Students at Bishop England say they believe prayer is the answer to change.
Change can come about through prayer. We want to pray for the people making changes in our government, for people in schools, We want to pray for the people who were affected by shootings like this and others. So we believe that prayer is very powerful.
Students are committing to 17 acts of kindness today in honor of the people killed during that mass school shooting in Parkland, Florida that happened exactly 1 month ago. Reporting on Daniel Island, Deanne Roberts, Count on 2.
And we received several videos and pictures of different schools around the Lowcountry participating in this. Wando, Goose Creek, Timberland, Oceanside Academy, just to name a few. Charleston County School District released a statement today which reads in part, quote, "Some of the activities that occurred at our schools were peaceful gatherings outside, silent gatherings inside, students locking arms throughout hallways, assemblies promoting peace, and even students walking laps for each of the 17 lives lost at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida 1 month ago."
The man accused of kidnapping a 4-year-old girl from Johns Island has been indicted on 3 federal charges. Thomas Lawton Evans's federal charges include kidnapping and transportation of a minor along with aggravated sexual abuse. Each charge faces up to life in prison. Evans will be arraigned later this month. The new Berkeley County Volvo plant is getting into gear.
That's a play on words,
Yeah.
right? News 2 Berkeley County reporter Raymond Owens takes a look at how things are moving along.
Things are really moving here at the plant. They've already hired more than 650 people.
So as you can see, we're more or less finished with the main construction, and we have all the installations done in the production facilities.
The first Volvo rolled off the assembly line in December, and they're now undergoing a number of tests. We can't show you the inside of the plant or the actual vehicle because the vehicle looks different than any other Volvo. They will unveil the vehicle at a later date. Production begins in the fall. They are on track for that. The I-26 interchange at Volvo is moving along as well, preparing to allow Volvo traffic to move on and off site without disrupting local roads.
It is, I have to say, it's very cool, but it's also a very humbling experience. When we first came here and we had the groundbreaking, right after that you had the 1,000-year flooding, and I think that was a very difficult time for the state. And despite that, I think everyone rallied to take care of that in a very beautiful way, and at the same time managed to help us out so that we could stay basically on track.
The next step in the process out here is pre-production. That is expected to begin either in late spring or early summer. From the Volvo plant in Berkeley County, I'm Raymond Owens. Count on 2.
And happening tomorrow, drivers can expect lane closures along I-26 for the South Carolina Department of Transportation Volvo Interchange project. Construction crews will shut down the right westbound lane on I-26 between the Ridgeville exit and Jedburgh Road exit. The lane closure will start at 7 in the evening and will reopen Friday morning at around 8. You're asked to drive with a special caution in those areas.
The National Labor Relations Board is considering whether some employees at Boeing's plant in South Carolina can vote to join the International Association of Machinists Union. The union wants a vote by 178 flight technicians and inspectors. Boeing says, though, any vote should include all 3,000 production workers. No decision expected for several weeks. The larger group rejected the union last year.
In Charleston County, 3 students at Morningside Middle School are charged with possession of a gun. North Charleston police tell us a school resource officer was notified by a staff member that a gun was on the school campus. Officers found the gun and 3 students who were believed to be carrying the gun. The students were arrested and taken to a detention center. No charges will be filed against the teenagers accused of stealing from 3 girls at a lemonade stand. The theft took place over the weekend in Mount Pleasant. Both teenagers apparently drove away from that scene following the incident. Police tell us the driver of the car has been charged for driving without a license and has been sent to family court.
2 major road projects in Dorchester in their final stretches. News 2's Dorchester County reporter Stetson Miller tells us how much of the 1-cent sales tax is at work.
More than half of the projects that the Dorchester County Sales Tax Transportation Authority set out to do have been finished, but there are still several miles of dirt roads that need to be paved and 2 major projects that need to be completed. Money from the penny sales tax that was implemented in Dorchester County back in 2006 has generated over $142 million and has been used for road improvements and new road projects. Many of the projects have been progressing along well, and many are complete, like the realignment and widening of parts of Dorchester Road, resurfacing streets and sidewalks in St. George, Ridgeville, and Harleyville, and many more. But there is still a significant amount of work that has to be done, including 2 large projects.
We've budgeted out about $20 million from the DCTA for the Berlin G. Myers Expressway when it ever becomes a project. We've working on through the paperwork and the right-of-way acquisitions and so forth for the 78, and then we're doing the same thing with a lot of the dirt roads that we've done.
Now, the penny sales tax will remain in effect in Dorchester County until 2029 or until the authorized bonds for these road projects have been paid off. In Dorchester County, Stetson Miller, Count on 2.
Next on News 2.
If you discover that a big business is ignoring your request for customer satisfaction, there are things you can do to get their attention.
In tonight's Call Colette report, Rebecca explains some techniques on how you can get a resolution.